So you want to control nutsedge, this is what you have to get. We dug like 4-6 inches to get rid of these rhizomes. I don't care about that. The winter freeze that's coming will kill it. I want to get rid of these so that each one nut does not give you 5-6 plants next year. See how they multiply? This nut here already made a runner and making a baby nut and making another point runner, and you see here another point. So this here's 2 new plants coming, and even the storage area is not finished yet. It's not mature yet. So that's how much you have to dig. So you have to dig them up and sift the soil if you can. Look at this, how big the nut can be. Really big. Okay. So in my other video, I've showed you how much nutsedge I have. Of course, this bed is 3/4 full. This was much less density of weeds, but this is how much we got out of it, out of that one pile only. If you have cattle, they will love to eat that, but definitely not in the vegetable garden. Did we get all of them? No. Even if we got, I'm happy to say, I guess I'm confident to say I got 90% of them. But you saw in my other video where one nut can make 3 plants. So even if we left 1%, not 10%, even if we left 1% behind, and if you don't catch it up by next fall, it will be back to this density. So nutsedge is maybe a combination of spray over the winter and then intensive weeding during the spring and summer. Then you really can get rid of it over 2 years. Okay, to continue our story with the nutsedge, this bed was sifted, weeded by hand. You can see all the weeds we got and all the nuts we got. But even with all the hard work, there were still a few that came back. Well, the easiest way to do that, if you pull them by hand, you just got the plant itself. You didn't get the nuts that's underneath. So you gotta go like this, loosen the soil. So you can dig up. See, right now I got 4 nuts. So that's at least 4 plants next year, and that will change into a solid carpet of weeds. So luckily my soil here is compost, so it's easy but you always want to use a sharpshooter or whatever shovel to get deep below them to dig them up. Okay, so, and if you look at it, you can see sometimes how they are in a line. So all of these are in a line from the same plant. I can feel some plants snapping, so I know the root stayed behind, but at least I'm getting the majority. I'm happy to get 90%. The first time we got 90%, and if this time we get another 90% of what was left, then we should be okay. And then I'm sure next spring we're gonna have more, but at least a lot less than this jungle back here. Okay, that's it. My favorite weed is nutsedge. Okay, I'm lying. It's not my favorite weed at all. But it's easy to take care of if you know its life cycle. Nutsedge is not a grass, so if you spray grass herbicide, you don't kill it. And it survives by these underground nuts. Okay, that are connected with the stolons underground, with the rhizomes underground with each other. So if you pull the plant, that's nothing. That's not weed control at all. You have to pull the nuts together. And if you see a cluster or weeds like that, sometimes they're all connected to each other. Even take a picture of what's underneath you. All of those started from one nut or two nuts, and then they're all connected to each other. So this bed here that you see next to me, yesterday we cleaned it up by hand, and it was like that, what you see over there. That's how dense and tall. So that took care of it. But then when you think of that bed over there that we did about a week ago, it will show you how many nuts we left behind. Okay, so if you don't do anything and if you don't remove 100%, that few weeds that you see here is gonna become that big of a jungle that's over there. So really, not just pulling by hand, you'll always miss a few. Ideally, you gotta build some kind of sifter, soil sifter, whatever it takes. This is just temporary. I would like to build like an A-frame. Imagine a swing set, and then this cage in a frame hanging off that swing set. This way you don't have to carry, or even two people carrying to sift the soil. It's just hanging the swing set frame, holding that square net sifter, and then you fill it and you shake it and it drops. And it should be small enough that even one person can move it from one spot to another. But the concept is the same. You know, if you go like this, see this couple of shovelfuls, a couple of shovelfuls got me 2, 3 that I can see, 4. See, here it's starting to grow. 4 nuts from these couple of shovelfuls. Okay, so those 2 would become a jungle if left behind. So nutsedge, if you don't want to spray herbicide, you just have to dig the top 6 inches of that soil and sift it and return it.